Cucumbers are starting to flower, baby. Oh, you gotta. Hey, everybody. It is Randy down here, Cupcake Market Farms in beautiful Texas City. Today, December the 20th, 2025. I'm super excited today, mostly, or mainly, because today is the day that the most beautiful woman in the entirety of this planet said I do to me. That's right. Mine. Happy anniversary to the love of my life, Veronica, my partner in everything from diving to gardening. When we go to the gym, look at them big guns. Yeah, there ain't no big guns. When we go to dinner, she is my partner and my best friend with everything in life. All right, happy anniversary, my love. But today I have officially hit 6,200, there was an odd number, of tomatoes. There's some of them right now. Here's 4 of those beautiful 72-inch flats, folks. These are 5 weeks old, and these 3 here are 4 weeks old. And I just planted, I'm sure if you guys watched the video the other day, I had 30 more flats of tomatoes. I got them all, baby. Oh, yeah. And then I even added determinate determinate beefsteak variety tomatoes to my raised box inside my low tunnel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes. So we know these will get 4 to 5 feet tall. They'll be very big and bushy. So I thought this would be a perfect place to do it. Even though it's December the 20th, so we're just 5 days from Christmas. It is so beautiful to live down here along the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sorry, Gulf of America now, I guess is what it's called. But whatever term you decide to use. So I love it because all I got to do is close up my doors. I have a little space heater if needed. I've also got a bigger one for the greenhouse behind me. Beautiful banana trees. And then, of course, just to throw out some extra updates, I got some basil looking good. We're growing that for a restaurant, Italian restaurant, Dickinson. These tomatoes came out not very good. So, I'm going to redo that. I'm just going to fill in the blanks with some fresh seed and see what happens. What's left of my indeterminates, I didn't grow very many of those. I did a half a flat, so that's 36 of them. I'm growing those obviously in the big tunnel or the big house over on the other side. More onions, bell peppers as well. Because folks, as you know, get that spun around. As you know, starting this year, these tomatoes we're selling to 2 places right now. One's in Friendswood, one's in Dickinson. Without their permission, I'm not going to speak their name. However, in past videos, we spoke both their names. And hopefully they don't mind. But that's where you're going to find our tomato plants for sale. Of course, we've already decided that we're going to get that produce trailer. So you're going to see us at least 3 places, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, every week, kicking the fins up on that thing and just having a blast. Meeting all of you folks. Fresh grown tomatoes, cucumbers, squashes, the whole 9 yards. Why quit now? Let me go for a walk. Oh, but first, I was asked, what in the world is all this? Well, when I cleaned out the row of arugula in the mixed greens, instead of throwing it into my compost bin, which is, it's kind of hidden because of the way the sun is, but it's right over there at the top of my finger, I decided to just layer the bed. And I actually did it to the one where the tomatoes that I just planted. And then I put a layer of the compost over the top of it. Previous video, you guys know for 2025, I used 100% mushroom compost, which ironically is in this box. We haven't changed it. For 2026, I'm going to flip that up and use manure compost. So just to kind of add, some ingredients where maybe the growing through this year and into the fall took away from nutrients. As you guys can see, my lettuce heads are looking amazing. Went and visited Mike. He's the owner of Beyond Burger right here in Texas City, folks. If you want a darn good burger that is mouth-watering, that's where you want to go. But I showed him the update on this because I'm growing this for his restaurant. There's 200 heads right now. I'm going to spin this around. As you can see what I'm at, and I'm going to back up. So right now I have my low tunnel, which will be here until the end of this next season, just because I wasn't able to get the high tunnel. The price was just a little too far out of what I wanted to spend because I want the farm to pay for itself without me having to put in my money or the money I earn from my job that supports our home and such. But what I did was I bought a 50-foot long shade cloth that's 100-foot long, because these are 60-foot rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin the shade cloth to the top of my fence, take it and cover over the top of my low tunnel. So hopefully that'll help shade that for the summer. Of course, with the windows open, there's like 6 on each side, as well as these big opening doors. And these fold completely out of the way. These little side flaps where the doors are at, completely out of the way. So the idea is to, you know, our 100-degree days that we typically get June, July, August here, I can still grow lettuces out here. So right now I can tell you this is an experiment. These will grow great over the winter. I have no fear. There's some more coming on their heads there. Oh gosh, a random okra and some random basils left that they're still producing, and man, they're just so full of flavor. I love it. Oh my. But so that's the plan, to cover this whole thing in a shade cloth. And I got one that's an off-white kind of a beige color shade cloth. And the idea was, instead of using a black one, to try that to see if that would help keep it bright, so that there's plenty of light, so that you know, the photosynthesis, things like that need to happen for our vegetables. Hopefully that'll work out. And then I can provide him, as in Beyond Burger here in Texas City, with fresh iceberg lettuce every day of the week. Oh baby, that'd be a blessing. Let's spin around. You guys saw me the other day build these beds. My wife gave me permission to get rid of the banana trees that, well, like I mentioned in the video prior, these don't produce fruit. Those over there are the ones where they're going to fruit and give us some plantains. So this morning, the grandson and I came out. We put carrot seeds. These 2 boxes, I'm doing oregano. We have a very huge love affair on this home with oregano oil, or oil of oregano. And so we're actually going to create our own instead of buying it. That way we have full control of what we're using, the materials, the products in it, things like that. Not much changed over here. Green beans are finished. I'm just going to pick it one more time and then uproot those. A little bit of arugula that we're just chopping out as we want a salad. But of course, as you guys know, over on the other side, I mentioned the indeterminate tomatoes. So I have 5 in this box, and I just put the 6th one in here about a half hour ago. I forgot her last week. These girls have already doubled in size, so I'm really excited. And I'm sorry about the white powder. I had a fire ants, of all things, got into that box, so I had to get some goodies and add it to murder those little hot burners. Man, they hurt. Romas are heavy in all of this. I boo-boo, because these are supposed to be those husky cherry tomatoes. I guess I had grabbed the wrong packet. And so I popped a whole lot of Romas, so my wife and I are prepared to have probably a good 200 or 300 pounds of Romas before these will finally quit. And these are all determinate. Of course, Google, or at least history, tells us 20, 30 pounds of tomatoes average per plant. Just depends on how we love them. I do my best to keep the lower leaves up off the ground, especially where fruit's already been spent. That way it keeps pests off of that. And then last Sunday after church, we wanted to have some guacamole. And so I went down and I bought some cilantro and a Roma at the grocery, because, you know, we just don't have either one of those ready. And I thought, wait a minute, I can grow my own cilantro. I've done it so many times. There's one already starting to show its little greens. Just put these in a week ago. I need to water the greenhouse really bad, and I'll do it as soon as this video ends. And then, of course, guys, beets. This is something that we're also going to experiment with this year. We're going to create our own beetroot powder, and then package our own the little caplets, so that you, as the general public, as the folks who want to eat healthy and eat right, farm to table food, you'll know that this is a 100% beetroot. There's no fillers, there's no powders, flours, or anything else. It is pure beetroot. Unfortunately, my bok choy is going to flower, but I'm loving this because we were out here earlier, my wife and I, with our youngest granddaughter, Sabrina, and this was just covered in honeybees. And so we put our hands up, and they just kind of looked at us, and pretty sure they said thank you, but it was really hard to understand that language. What's left of the bok choy here, slowly getting rid of it. The rest of it we'll throw in the compost. I trust each and every one of you will have a wonderful Merry Christmas. In fact, I pray all of us to have a Merry Christmas. God bless our beautiful country. Remember, guys, eat healthy. Quit separating yourself from the food and the quality of what makes our bodies grow and stay healthy. Insist on farm to table, grow your own. I would love to urge you. I will promote it. I'll do anything I can, ideas, thoughts, anything you guys need to urge you to get rid of your grass and grow food. Why mow when you can grow? Said that enough. You guys be blessed. We'll see you next time.